Wysotsky Paranormal, to face the unknown and unravel the mysteries that haunt your nights. Welcome to Wysotsky Paranormal, where the eerie meets the extraordinary. We dive headfirst into the world of the paranormal, exploring haunted locations and uncovering the truths behind ghostly legends. Our custom-built REM pods and ghost raiders bring the spirits closer than ever before. Brianna, our resident witch, offers tarot readings and mystical insights, guiding you through the ethereal. Whether you're dealing with a haunting or curious about that eerie object in your attic, we're here to help. Tune into our videos for spine-chilling adventures and live investigations that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Visit wysotskyparanormal.com for more hauntingly good content and to seek our expertise. Are you ready to face the unknown? Join the haunted adventure with Wysotsky Paranormal. The spirits are waiting.
Step into the realm of the unknown with the Chattergeist, a creation from Dimension Devices that's no larger than your average smartwatch. More than a mere gadget, it's your personal gateway to the ethereal world. Communicate with spirits, ghosts, and otherworldly beings like never before. Feel their words through the words mode, or witness their attempts to reach out via the draw mode. Each interaction, a delicate dance with the ethereal. But the Chattergeist is more than just its core. Enhance its capabilities with module add-ons. Power through prolonged conversations with the dead using the extended watch battery pack. And keep your eyes peeled. More expansions are on the horizon. Where else would you find such a marvel of the supernatural? Only at www.dimensiondevices.co.uk. Use the link below for a 10% discount on your passage to the other side. Embrace the unknown. Experience the Chattergeist. Unearth the secrets of the other side. Remember, it's not just a device. It's a journey, a conversation, a connection with the beyond. Experience the haunting melody of the Chattergeist. It's time to tune into the frequency of the unknown. This is your moment. This is your Chattergeist. Welcome to the future from the past.
This is why you need...
Hello? I'm here. Hello. Welcome. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Hopefully everything's working okay. Let's see. I've got... Yeah. Hi, Jason. How are you doing? Welcome. You got back from a fox hunt, huh? That's awesome. We're at my workbench, or one of them right now. Hello, everybody. I'm trying something a little different today. Sounds good, looks good. Okay. Cool. This is a little lagged. I've got Twitch up on my phone and I've got YouTube up on my tablet, or a tablet, basically to see chat. Because my computer's way back there. And yeah, this is going to be a little distracting. I just can't look at the screen. But how are you doing today? Hello. Today we're going to build some things, or just talk about things, building things. I know I've talked about it, and Mike got me this sweet camera arm so I can mount my camera easily right here on the workbench. And I figured we'd go over and maybe build a little bit. I've been working on this radio here. It's like a Frank's box. I don't have any REM pods right now to build, but I have some broken ones that maybe we can try and fix. Or I can just basically explain how to build one or work on one by just showing you this. And then, yeah. I don't know, I have a bunch of like different little things we can go over. So if you got any questions, let me know. And I figured we can just kind of investigate here. I've got all my oddities right here. And I should be able to move the camera around without too much difficulty. I don't know. This is a little different. We're just testing things out, seeing how it works. Because right now the camera's just kind of there. Okay. And I do have a speaker. I don't know if you can hear it. The music, well, you can probably double hear it. I don't know. I just realized that. You could probably double hear it, but so if you donate anything or do anything, I should be able to hear it. I hope. I figured that would be best, other than having my headphones on and trying to like wheel around and all kinds of weird stuff. Yeah, so this stream will be how to build, and then, I mean, yeah, how things work, I guess. If anybody has any questions, I can go over things. And then just kind of, I don't know, we can investigate a little bit, play around with the radio. Stuff like that. What was I thinking? Yeah, the next week, or 2 weeks, actually, the streams will be a little different. Because next Tuesday to the 10th, I'll be helping film like a show at Malvern Manor. I'm a production assistant, so I'll be working during the evening, I believe. They haven't given us exact times yet. So the next 2 weeks after today's stream, the streams might be either earlier in the day or kind of jumbled around. We'll have to see how it goes. But basically, I'll be working on set from, I don't know when. They want to film in the evening, so probably 5 o'clock until midnight, I don't know. So streams in the next, I guess, what would it be? Next 2 or 3 streams will be either on different days or kind of jumbled around time-wise. Basically, I got a show that, or yeah, I'm a production assistant for a show. I can't talk much about it because I've signed NDAs and all that fun stuff. But yeah. Yeah, this must be definitely where I used to build his FPV drones. Yeah. I haven't built any at this house, but this is the same setup. I actually have, I mean, I got drones here. Here's my alien still with DJI. This thing's been on racetracks. It's followed motorcycles flying through rings of fire and everything else. But I got this sitting here. And I got a Cinewhoop still up here. This Cinewhoop's been through a lot too. Haven't flown very much recently, but yeah. How you doing, Sense Music? I haven't seen you in a while. But we still got drones. But today we're gonna build some ghost stuff, some paranormal equipment. That's awesome. Yeah, I've actually got, well, I got 2 aliens up here. I haven't, this one I haven't flown in a long time, but it's set up with the original, or like old DJI. Still have the Ethics motors. So I have technically 3 aliens that are still flyable, and then the Cinewhoop and a couple small ones back there too, but yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I have a Whoop somewhere. I don't know where that is though. I haven't flown my Whoop in years, it seems like. Hey Mike, how's it going? Well, I just thought of something. I'm gonna turn my AC down, hold on. Okay. Here we go. So yeah. Going good here, awesome. I just realized, yeah, that chat window is there, that's okay. Then people on Kick and Twitch can see. But yeah. I don't know exactly what to go over first. Other than, this is kind of a first time deal. I've explained how to build drones, speaking of Sense Music, but that was a long time ago. I haven't explained how to build paranormal equipment, not on stream. And my desk is always kind of a mess, kind of. Was there any particular thing you guys want to see? Like how to build, or do you want me to just kind of mess around with things here? And also we can talk about paranormal or anything really for that matter. Like I said, the next 2 weeks will be kind of interesting because I'll be I'm doing production assistant work for a show. I'm gonna call it a show. So I won't be able to stream on my normal time, I think. Or the streams might not be video games. I don't know. I might see if I can get some free time during the shoot, maybe, or like between the shoot, and see if I can't stream. It'll all be at Malvern Manor, so I will be, yeah. Oh, nice. You're going down Sleeper Sunday and Monday. I would love to join you, Mike, but like I said, I'll be doing the shoot, so I gotta work, unfortunately, and get ready for that. Yeah, we're filming. I'm gonna call it a show, a TV show. It's not quite. It's like it's a show, but it's different. It's not gonna be like. It'll be about ghosts, but not paranormal investigation style show. It's gonna be something a little interesting, and I'll be able to talk about it more once it comes out or once it gets finalized. Until then, though, like I said, I signed an NDA, so I can't say much about it until that point. But it'll be freaking awesome, and it'll be, yeah. Hi, Chris! How are you doing today, Chris? See, I do work with IR cams and stuff for Matterport. I've done some serious haunted jobs where the scans just refuse to go where they're supposed to because of proper interference. That's kind of cool, Sense Music. That's one thing I haven't really messed around with. I know kind of a little bit about it, but yeah, like IR cams and stuff like that. That's awesome. Speaking of, that's one thing I've got we could always mess around with. I'm gonna, well, Sense, you'll know what I'm talking about, but like I have this mask, I want to put FPV goggles in, or video goggles with a camera, so I can mess with stuff like that, like IR, night vision, and then I have like different lenses basically that I want to spin on in front of the camera to see if you see anything different. I'll be like the Iron Man of paranormal investigations. But we can always mess around with that too. I have an amplifier here. That's awesome, Sense Music. Yeah, we've talked about Barry, the guy that made the Chattergeist. He's making a thing that basically uses 2.4 gigahertz to see through walls and like sense things. Yeah, go analog. Yes, actually, Sense Music, that's one thing that I've kind of had a breakthrough with, and that my radio, the way it works right now, I can explain that. Yeah, Josh told me a little about it. Sounds cool, and bring some equipment back there Tuesday for them to use. That's awesome, Mike. Well, yeah, I'll be helping with that. Yeah. Well, here, I'm going to pause this music really quick. Hold on. Oh. Awesome.
Chris John Smith super chatted $2.68. This is the start of the scares for you.
That's awesome. It works. You can still scare me. I got the speaker up. Thank you, Chris. But yeah, speaking of analog, so for the longest time, for I guess what, 2 years now, I've been building scanning radios or ghost boxes that basically just scan through radio, right? I mean, here I've got this one here that I'm actually going to put into another radio. Is it? Well, maybe it's not hooked up. Actually, I have mine. My main one's in my backpack behind me. Hold on, let me grab it. Ugh, and we'll explain what I do here. Okay, so you got like my normal scanning radio here that you see me use pretty much every time I do an investigation. Holy crap! You're still able to scare me.
Mike Brothers super chatted $2.
Thank you, Mike. Alright, but you have your standard scanning radio, right? That you see me use all the time. And I'll explain how these work. I mean, some people might get angry at me for explaining how they work, but... Thank you, Chris.
Chris John Smith super chatted $2.68.
Holy cow. Thank you so much, Chris. So you did a job here, Pleasant Creek Hospital Paranormal Investigation, Beyond Boundaries Paranormal, and had to scan the whole 3 places by myself. The hospital is known to be hard haunted. That's awesome. See, I would love doing that. That's one thing I haven't gotten into, though, is scans. That would be kind of a good idea, or fun to do. But yeah, speaking of analog, like you have your regular scanning radio. Well, I watched the Newkirks the other day, and they were talking about recorders, different things like that, right? Is this it? Yeah. And basically you have these fancy microphones. They're not fancy, they're cheap as hell, and but they're good for what we're doing. The electret microphone, right? This one's on a preamp, but it's just a little microphone, like you've seen them probably everywhere. It's just a condenser mic. But they explained how if you have like a fancy microphone, like say this one up here, this condenser, it has shielding against EMF. So, and then these little ones do not have the same shielding. So EMF can affect these a lot easier than like an expensive or a bigger condenser microphone. But that's where it comes in, that maybe the spirits, because most of it seems to be centered around EMF, so maybe the spirits can affect the EMF on the microphone and speak to us that way. Kind of the theory is, the idea is. So that's why like things like the DR60 and other recorders, like cheaper recorders, can actually pick up EVPs. Let's see, and then but the problem with like the DR60 is it's too sensitive, so it's picking up like, I don't know, everything instead of just EVPs and whatever else. But then they were talking about Frank's boxes, so it piqued my interest. I was like, okay, talking about Frank's boxes. Now, one thing that I always thought, because Frank added microphones to his radios, a lot of other builders do too. I always thought that they were just on the outside to basically catch anything real time like EVPs and send them through the same radio or like the same audio output. But then it dawned on me, no, Frank built an Echo box. So basically, I don't know if I can show you without this thing falling apart. This is the radio I've been working on the last couple days, week or so. So you have your radio right here. I mean, this is the power to it. This all goes to this little microphone right here. I don't know if I'll be able to show it very well. But then that microphone plays whatever this radio is saying, or like the normal scanning radio. But it goes into this box that has the electret microphone right there. Well, this electret microphone goes to the main microphone, or speaker. So none of that is connected other than just through power. Audio goes to this, then it's picked up by the microphone and goes into the main speaker. Now originally that's how Frank, I mean he claims he woke up in a trance and drew the schematics on how to build it, and then woke up from his trance. His wife was there the whole time, kind of confused about what he was doing, but he put that microphone, the Echo Box, the same way, or that's how he built it. He didn't know exactly why, but that's how he built it. That's the story anyway. So the theory now, especially after listening to the Newkirks, is that spirits are able to communicate through the scanning radio like normal, but then also communicate by affecting the electret microphone inside the Echo Box. So that's why when you, like Frank's boxes, you'll get longer words or more words, or they just sound better. You get more interaction. And that's the idea and the theory behind it, is that they can affect that and they can affect this. I don't know of, I mean, there aren't too many radio builders, I guess, that are putting an Echo Box in. Maybe there, I mean, yeah, there is, but there isn't. A lot of radio builders are really super secretive about their stuff. I kind of get it, but I don't, because to get these to work, you're kind of fiddling all the time and adjusting things and getting them to sound good and getting them to work good, and most people don't want to do that. If you're here watching this, I mean, maybe you do, but it's you got to know about electronics, I guess, is the best way. But we'll kind of explain it a little bit here. The girls in Deacon are doing good, Chris. Everybody's doing really good today. We're having a good day. I just make sure that everything's running okay. But like, all right, we'll go into the regular scanning radio though. The way that I was taught, or kind of figured it out halfway and then got some help, is you need basically a variable voltage that jumps around, and you connect that to basically the tuning tab on a radio. Doesn't really work on old analog, but it'll work on newer radios. And to do that, we basically just use a signal generator. These signal generators, you can get them pretty cheap. You replace basically two of the capacitors. We put a little higher capacitors on instead of the regular ones that come with it. And this will basically, this is what makes the variable voltage, but it's random, so it jumps all around because it's a signal generator. And we'll use like the triangle wave because that gives you more variable. And then basically this comes with a little pot that you can adjust the voltage. This thing normally runs off a 9-volt battery. So if you just kind of go off of it straight into the radio, it's 9 volts, it'll blow it up. So basically what you do is you take a voltage meter and you put it on the two outside, like your tuning knob will have 3 pads. You put it on the 2 outside pads, and that'll give you your top voltage. And then you'll take, and you have to basically adjust the voltage down from the signal generator to not go higher than the voltage on the tuning knob on your radio. And then that's basically it for a tuning or a scanning radio. On future videos I can go into a little more detail, but we'll get into that eventually. It's a little more complicated. It took me a while to figure it out, basically, how to build it, and then I got some help with the capacitors. But you can basically, anything, I mean, there's a lot of guys that'll use, like, Raspberry Pis, things like the Raspberry Pi or things like that, and build code that'll make it basically randomly scan. But you just need something that scans, or any type of radio that scans. And then you send that, basically, if you want to build like a Frank's box. And the way that I'm going to try and build all my radios in the future is with the Echo box and the electret microphone. The electret microphones are pretty easy. Basically, to hook up one of these, you just need the electret microphone, and then you need an amplifier. You can get a whole pack of amps. I got this for like $8. But any kind of amp will work. So you hook electret microphone to the amp, and then between the signal out, like a lot of people, if you've tried to use electret microphones, they have, the ones I bought have a preamp that basically just boosts the signal a little bit so that the main amp can read it. But you have to put a resistor in between the signal out. I'm using a 4M7 resistor. Otherwise, it'll just beep. It'll just make a loud beeping noise. So you need that. And yeah, and then it's just like a, I don't know, a mic that makes noise. It is complicated to do, yeah. It is and it isn't. I mean, it is for sure. No worries, Mike. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. That's what I keep telling, like, because I get it from a lot of other radio builders and equipment builders. Some of them are like, you got to keep it secret. You can't tell people how to do it. And my argument to that is, I mean, even if it's complicated, but it's not. But most people aren't going to want to build it. And if you're building it, like, let's take my REM pods for an example. If you're building a REM pod, this is just a Theremin. A Theremin kit you can buy on Amazon for around $20. They come with 4 red LEDs. So if you want to make colored LEDs, you got to buy buy some LEDs. They don't come with a switch, so you got to buy switches so you can switch it on and off easy instead of unplugging the battery. And then these little boards, we'll get into how to build them and how to fix them and make them work. They have an issue with ground, so the ground isn't done correctly. So if you don't do a certain little tricks, they'll just kind of scream at you and not turn off. They just go crazy. So after you're done doing all that, though, you're spending like $30-40 to build one. Well, then I build one and I sell them for around $65. Yeah, you can build one cheaper, but you have my knowledge of how to build it, so it'll be 100% good when you get it. I went through the trouble to get the LEDs and all the equipment, and then you also have my guarantee that if it ever breaks, I'll fix it for free. So yeah. Hi, Dr. Kush. It's going good. How are you doing? But yeah, and then like the radios. I mean, yeah, the radios get pretty complicated. Like I said, though, in the future videos or during this one, I can go into more depth on how to build things and how to do stuff. This is basically my first stream to this type of stream, so we're just kind of testing the water, seeing how it goes. Yeah, getting everything down so that it's not just kind of, I don't know. That's awesome. That's good, Dr. Kush. Well, here, let's like turn this thing on, and I'll I'll kind of show you what I'm doing here a little bit. I've noticed in this spot right here, I don't have the best radio connection. Like, the antenna doesn't get the best signal. Okay. So this is the radio I've been working on. So we'll power on. I mean, I still have to rewire everything and make it nice and put it on the outside. The one issue though that I'm having issues with, and I can't really fix it cheaply, I guess that's the best way to put it, is I still have to run the signal generator off a 9-volt battery, or separate power basically. So this one will basically have a 9-volt battery and then a rechargeable battery in it. The rechargeable battery will run everything except for the signal generator, and the signal generator will run off its own 9-volt. So whoever buys this radio in the future, you'll probably have to replace 9-volt batteries. They last for a really long time. I mean, like the radio that I use, I've had that same 9-volt for like a year or two now, and it's still working. And then everything else will run off of a rechargeable battery that will just be a USB charge. It'll be real simple. Yeah, that is a good point, Dr. Kush. Yeah, less signal means we could get less things that don't. Yeah, totally. Let me see here. I need to hook up the microphone. Boop. Like I've been just kind of in the testing phase. I got it all set up and working completely last night. So I haven't really soldered anything or done the main wiring, like finished the wiring. Let's see if I can get that to just stay on there. Okay, so there's the mic. The electret is on, the scan's on. To turn the radio on, I got this switch. And then I got a volume. One thing I gotta kind of mess around with this one still is adjusting the voltage and making it sound the best it can. And I might swap this pot out for a different one, because it'll go really, really fast. I mean, all of these are basically is just an adjustable resistor. Be interesting if something said something while you were testing it. Yeah, and see, I do that all the time. I'll just turn them on and let them run and see if I get anything. Currently we're on AM. This is the little AM antenna. See if we get anything. I don't think so. Did it say hello? Hello, how are you doing? But this gets a little complicated just because I have a volume for the electret microphone, which is currently not in there, and then a volume for the radio, so speaking of, I need to very much in the testing phase right now. That's awesome. Is there anyone here with me right now? Let's try FM, see if that... And yeah, it'll sound a lot better too once I get it, because right now the speaker's laying on the desk. Let me mess around with this a little bit. Oh, would the lights affect it? Maybe. I think right now the main thing I need to just figure out is the voltage on the scanning. There's something. That was scary? Oh no. Is there anyone here with me right now? Oh, I just unhooked the electret microphone. Okay. Oh, did it sound like something growling? If there's anybody here, can you tell me your name? Yeah, see, it's interesting. I'm wondering, because even this radio, I'm not getting... Not getting very much signal even on this, my main radio. I wonder if I'm just like in a dead spot, like a radio dead spot. Yep. Interesting. Like I said, this is a new shop, so I haven't really built very much here. Have you gotten screams and growling on your spirit box before? If I hear it more than once, I turn it off. Heard growling and screams could be a sign of bad and evil spirits. Yeah. I can see that. I don't understand that. If you're here, can you say hello? There's like a real faint hi. What is your name? Let's switch to AM, and we'll see what we get. But you can see here, let's see. Hello. You got your just regular standard digital multimeter. Yeah, it looks like it's jumping a little bit too high. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, maybe it is. Okay. I'm gonna adjust that down just a tiny bit. There we go. So that's what I mean. A lot of this is just kind of messing around and getting it in a good spot. The problem is, like, if you do this, you're gonna blow up radios if you don't know what you're doing exactly. And that's where it gets kind of like, I've blown up I don't know how many radios trying to figure all this out. So maybe I can help you so you don't blow up radios. Alright, there we go. That might sound a little better. Work a little better. Is there anyone here with me right now? Something about research. Exercise. Okay. Here's something interesting. When I was little, I was using one of those handheld night vision cameras, the little ones made for kids. When I was using it on the living room, I saw a full-shaped little girl with a white dress and curls sitting at our table looking back at me. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I have like a bigger one that's out actually in my hearse. I need to mess around with more. Said ready to help. Can you help me? Do I need to speed it up or slow it down? Said that's incredible. Now let's switch it back to FM and see if that helped it. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to like make an antenna so I can actually get radio signals here, just so I can test everything out with radio signals. Let me test the voltage here and see where we're at. The voltage should be fine. That's one thing too I need to figure out. I need to make it so I can actually like, there we go, zoom in so you can see better. That's one thing I was trying to figure out, like if I'm gonna have the camera pointing from a top down so you can see all my desk or see me. So we'll mess around with this a little bit. I might actually hook up another GoPro or something just so I can do a top down as well as this. And then I'm planning on making just like standalone videos that will be better edited and just kind of explain how to build things. I just need to get more REM pods and things like that so I can actually show it. Okay, but so that's the Frank's box. We can mess around with this here in a little bit, maybe. Maybe solder some wires up and get that all figured out. Figure out how I'm gonna power it. I mean, like I said, I use 18650 batteries to run like my radios and things like that, other than the 9-volt. Unless you get like a smaller radio, then it just uses the regular batteries it normally uses. But I do that so you can charge easy, because that's one thing I don't like about being a paranormal investigator is you're constantly buying batteries. So if I can have a rechargeable battery, all the better, and then you don't have to buy batteries, you just recharge it. But I use 18650 batteries. I basically make my own. Here's a couple that I've made for the radios. If you've never worked with 18650 batteries, watch YouTube and be very, very careful, because they are lithium batteries. They will explode if you do something wrong. So be very careful. If you do it right and you have it all hooked up right, though, they are fine and stable. These ones, I actually use a charge controller built into the battery, so you don't have to worry about it overcharging any of the batteries and going boom or anything like that. That's what this is. This, you can plug any 12-volt charger into, basically, and charge the batteries. But like a pack like this with 3 18650 batteries, this is basically like what an old laptop battery. I guess it'd be about half of the laptop battery. So this will run a radio like this for a long, long time. Because I'm dropping down from 12 volts to 3 volts to run the battery with a voltage regulator. And the reason I do that, though, is because it'll last forever. These big radios will run for a long, long time before needing charged. Basically. And that's one thing I do with all my stuff. I try and overdo things, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. Like my car, my solar on my hearse is 24 volts. Nothing I use is 24 volts, but I like the 24 volts. When I drop it down to 12 or I run things, it lasts a little longer. I guess is that the best way to put it. But here, let's, I don't know, mess around with some of these REM pods, see if I can't fix some of these, maybe. I don't even remember where these came from or what's going on here. This one's all kinds of a mess. Okay, I think all of these are all kind of a mess. This one's missing all the LEDs. Let's see, what did I do here? I think I changed the voltage regulator out. Maybe? Okay. Oh, let's hook it up to a battery and see what it does. Another fun thing today is the Van Meter Visitor Festival. So if anybody's out by Des Moines or Van Meter, Iowa, that's today. Kind of bummed I wasn't able to make it. I've never been to Van Meter and I'd love to go. Josh did like a documentary on the place. I believe so. If you want to go hunt a cryptid or see a crypt or a festival basically to a cryptid, today at Van Meter, Iowa. That's an interesting story, though. If you don't know anything about the Van Meter monster, it's basically It was like a bat with a dragon head, or like a head of a, I don't know. And its eyes were glowing red. But I know at least 3 different people, I believe 3 different people, took shots at it. This was back in the early 1900s, like a long time ago. But 3 different people, like upstanding people in the town, that it wouldn't be normal to say, like, tell stories or lie about things, all took shots at it and tried to shoot it, and either missed or it didn't do anything. The creature flew off into a cave kind of by Van Meter, and the town was so freaked out that everybody basically grabbed guns and went to the cave, and they sealed it. They like sealed the entrance because they didn't want the thing coming out. So yeah, very interesting. Let's see, we don't have any power. On this REM pod, I don't know why. Okay. So that one's got no power. That one doesn't have a buzzer, but let's see. That one's got no power either. Switch is not there. This one's got no chip, so that definitely won't work. And this one, well, this one doesn't have. That one doesn't have anything. Let's just do this and see what that does. Okay, that one works. Maybe? It's missing a resistor. Alright, hold on a sec. This one we might actually be able to fix. Looking at it, I must have rewired stuff in the back. You can see. So this, yeah. I've blown up a lot of things, as you can see, trying to fix or build things. So that's kind of what you're paying for as well, if you buy my equipment. Is experience of blowing everything up and getting it to work correctly, and then figuring out how to fix it so that when things do break, you don't have to figure it out. I already did. Let's try and fix this REM pod, maybe. I mean, I basically do have all of the stuff. I have every component on these, so I can build one myself. And I also have the IC flashing thing, so I can flash the program onto them even. That's just a lot of work. We'll try and get, let's see. I'm just going to steal a resistor off of one of these ones. Yeah, we'll just steal that one. This is where it gets kind of tricky. Interesting, fun. You gotta have good eyesight and a steady hand, I guess, to be able to solder these tiny little things. I don't know. It's not too hard. If you've never soldered before, I'd suggest they have basically little kits. Learn how to solder kits. They are very, very useful, I've heard. I don't know. I've been soldering since I was a little kid. I've been building electronic stuff since I was little. So it's kind of just second nature to me, I guess, at this point. And then, like I've said, I've built, I don't know, the last 11, 12 years I've been building drones and stuff like that. So I've soldered, I don't know how many hours in my life. I've soldered a lot. So it's not, yeah. Good eyesight I'm shit out of, yeah. I'm getting there too, but they make fun things like this. Speaking of that, I'd probably just set this up here so you can see. Yeah, they make all kinds of good stuff for that. I don't seem to use it anymore though, but that's me, I guess. Let's see. So we're gonna steal this resistor off of this one and put it on that one and see what happens. This is the fun of having all this stuff on my desk, though, as you get to try and grab your soldering iron without knocking something else hot into your lap. See if I can't just pop this resistor out without too much trouble. Getting it back in is going to be the difficult part. I need a pair of pliers. See, that's the problem with me, though, is I've got all this stuff to do it correctly and make it easier. But I don't ever grab it, or I leave it in my bag, and then I'm like, that'll be too much work to get it, so I'll just do it the stupid way. It's not really the stupid way, I guess. It's the hard way. A lot of that stems from basically being a drone pilot. Because half of the time that I would be soldering or fixing or doing something was out in the field somewhere without anything that I technically need. I just kind of MacGyvering things to get it to work. So it seems to have just been, that's how I do things now. I'm like, oh, I don't need some pliers. I'll just MacGyver it and get it to stick on there somehow. But yeah, so I'm just gonna solder this resistor in here. This is one thing I need to figure out, is how to best do camera angle so you guys can see this stuff better. I don't know if it's gonna work very well on a live stream without hooking up another like GoPro or something. But for future like making videos, I think it'll work. I just gotta set this camera up from a top down, and then I'll be able to edit it better and make it, yeah, nice and fancy. Let's get that in there. It's probably be easier with a brand new resistor because the leads will be longer, but we'll make it work somehow. So is anybody out investigating today? Mike, you said you'll be at Sleeper on Sunday. That should be fun. I like Sleeper Mortuary. See, I haven't heard from Tori in a while. Okay, that should be good enough there. We need our solder. There we go. Sunday and Monday. Sunday's my B-day, so Tori hooked me up for 2 nights as a B-day. Aw. Well, that's awesome. I didn't realize it was your birthday. Well, happy early birthday. I'm sure I'll probably tell you on your birthday, but yeah. That's awesome. Okay, there. We replaced... that resistor. Let's see what it does. Okay, see? This one might just not... it might be something else. But if your REM pod, if you've got just a regular REM pod, I mean even the... I don't know where I put it. I'll find it here in a second. But if your REM pod is basically doing this... or it just goes crazy and doesn't stop. That's because these little Theremin boards aren't grounded correctly. And the best way that or the easiest way I've figured out, I mean, this one's still got it. The antenna wire's cut. That's why it's doing it, or one of the reasons. But you can see, like, are you gonna be able to see that? This is where the battery connects. You have your ground, your negative, and your positive. Here, actually, I'll get a different one that doesn't have glue all over it. It's probably easier to see that. But you have your power cable, and then it goes in here, and it loops through just so it kind of strain relief. But you take your antenna, which is down here, and just run it through the power, the black wire. At least one of the antenna wires runs through the black wire, and then you basically just run it through. You don't have to strip the black wire or anything like that, and that usually grounds it enough that it doesn't do that. There's another way where you can basically ground by shaving away and soldering a wire in there so it grounds it correctly. But I found that just running the antenna wire through there usually does the trick. Let's actually see if that does it on this one. Can I get that wire through here? But yeah, these Theremins, they have 2 different hookups for the wire, so you can make a loop. That's what you're supposed to do, but they're not grounded correctly, and it's like newer ones, basically any that you buy today. I have a couple old ones that don't do it, and that's just the Chinese boards. Basically all it really is. But it took me the longest time to figure out what exactly was going on. Like, that's why I bought the whole thing to flash the ICs, the little microchips and everything. And I was flashing the microchips and I was changing every single little component, and none of it fixed it until I figured out, oh, it's a grounding issue. And that's just because I'm self-taught electronics. So just like trying shit until it works. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna hook that to that. Let's see if it works. Here, I'm actually just gonna solder that so it doesn't fall off. These 2 wire, or the antenna wires that are on the board. There we go. Boop. Now let's try it. Let's see what happens. No, it's still doing it. Alright, now see how it's resetting constantly like that? That usually is the 555 timer. So these Theremins, the way they work, they have a microchip that has the program that tells the thing how to do the things. And then it has a 555 chip that basically is like a timer that will just, it does a loop, a time loop. And that's how it works. And usually when they're doing that, it's the timer. It could be other things, but I've found that normally when you just change the 555 timer out, it works. Let's see if I can just steal one off of one of these maybe. I do have a bunch of 555 timers, like brand new ones, so I can fix them if they break and like someone sends it back and needs it like fixed. Let's see if that does anything. Nope. That's probably why this one's in the junk pile. No, that didn't fix it. That's what happens when you use all broken Theremins to try and fix one. Just pull this off and see what this one does. Pop out. I was just thinking I could have this radio running here actually while we're doing this, see if it works. I might have to grab another 9-volt battery though to do that. Okay, so yeah, these 555s are broken. This still needs grounded out. It's not, the ground's not working. Otherwise it works that way. Let me try something here. I'm gonna try and put another antenna on it. We'll see if that works. Oop. Oh, it's already got an antenna there. In the hole! It's in the hole! Dooby-dooby-dooby-doo. I don't know though, if anybody's got any questions though, or wants to talk about anything in particular, or has any questions about equipment, how things work, has an idea for like something you want built, or I don't know, let me know down in the chat here. If you're on Kick, I currently can't see Kick chat. I'll have to go look back there at Kick Chat. I only have Twitch and YouTube up right now, unfortunately. Okay. So I soldered another antenna on here. Let's see what happens. Look at that. We fixed it. Okay, so that's the main things. If you buy one of these Theremins and you can't figure out why it's not working, because it's either just screaming at you like crazy or it keeps just turning off and on. Those are the two fixes, the main reasons. And look at that, we've pulled a Theremin out of our pile and fixed it. Now it works. But one like this, I will continue to use and play with. Just to test it and make sure it runs before I sell it. But we fixed it. We have a working REM pod. Now this one I'm actually probably gonna fix or like test it out, make sure it's running all well and working well. Well, no, I might have to. I'll have to do something else with it. Alright, but we got a working REM pod now. Woohoo! But yeah, those are the main fixes. If it keeps turning off and on, like non-stop, repeatedly, you need a new 555 timer. You can get them relatively cheap online. Yeah, that's basically how to fix that. And then if it's just screaming at you like crazy, you can run one of the antennas and just run it underneath the black wire on the ground. That's the easiest way I've found to fix it. If it doesn't work, you'll have to solder in on one of these corners. I forget exactly which corner. I will look it up though, and let you know. But you have to re-ground it. You have to fix the ground, which is kind of a pain. Yeah, like this one got all scratched up and I had to resolder some of the leads. That's why there's blue wire on the bottom of it. So maybe this one will just be my personal REM pod for some other project. But yeah, that's how you fix REM pods, and I'm kind of glad I got that one working again. See, Josh challenged me to do half an hour solo in the sleeper basement with no equipment. He said he did it last time and he was there and he was hearing a lot of crazy things. Yeah, it's pretty weird in the basement. I can understand that. I didn't get anything too crazy when I was down there, but I did get some things, and they were creepy. I remember something was like in the darkness. It almost seemed like it was just sitting in the darkness waiting for me. It's kind of weird. Speaking of the darkness, my old friend, I need to go use the restroom. Always never fails every time I start a stream. It's like right after about 30 minutes of streaming, I gotta pee. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'll be back in just a moment. I might play my commercial just to run through, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do. Heck, I might just let this. Well, no. Yeah, let's just run this while I'm going to the bathroom and see if anything talks to you guys. Where's my switch? There we go. There we go, we got a Frank's box going. Okay. Talk to them if you want to say anything. Now's your chance. Oh, maybe. Okay. But I'll be back in just a moment. I'm gonna go use the restroom. He said him and Tori heard a lady crying. He told me about that. Yeah, they heard it from different directions. It's kind of creepy. What? You heard a lady crying too? Okay, I'm gonna go use the restroom though really quick. I'll be back in just a moment. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the stream. This is a little different than normal. We're just ironing out the kinks, trying to get things working right, figuring out how to do this. But yeah, if you got any suggestions, leave them down in the comments. I'll be back in just a moment. I'm gonna let this run while I'm gone. Spirits, if you want to talk to anybody or talk to everybody on stream, now's your time.
Stabilize it.
Stabilize it.
To read these ones.
Oh. And Ned Jones, I just saw your thing on Kick. I don't have Kick Chat on, so I can't see Kick Chat. But yeah, a ghost phone.
In laboratories, all. It's really a. What about you, Purity? He joined formula. Elite. Simply. They'll rush you. With $5. Number again, 1-800. Well, let's talk about some of these. When we look in them, looking at our hair, there is a wet. Because years away, not here on the hair. The bottle of this nip. AJ. Certainly is one. Gel. No.
Okay, I'm back. Did it say anything? Something about sausages? Can you hear me? Not much? Okay.
$5.
And like maybe $5?
Free shipping. You got it.
like I said, it's just mainly going to be a lot of tweaking things and getting them to work so it sounds good and we pick up the most. See, where's my adjustment? 800. There's a lady. Can you tell me what your name is? Or JR. So maybe I got 63. You get the speaker off the desk so it actually you can hear it better. Maybe.
Wake up, morning.
Said wake up. Wake up. Am I asleep?
The challenging thing is even with that solution.
Alright, well, one thing we can work on here. See, I'm going to turn this off. Maybe. Preemptive something. It's powering this thing. Let's see if this battery's got enough juice in it or I need to charge it. Like I said, most of this stuff is going to be around 3 volts. Is what we're going to run it off of. We'll pull these off, see what we're sitting at battery wise. You want to be careful not to let these touch because they will make a bomb. Yeah, I'm going to have to charge it or turn it on. So that has no power right now. What are we sitting at? Yeah, it has no power because it needs charged. See if this will give it enough juice. Maybe, maybe not. Unplug, plug in. Okay, yeah, these they're basically, it's a charge controller is what it's called, to run lithium batteries, and these ones you have to supply voltage to them to be able to get voltage from them. I don't know, it's weird. So we're gonna see if that does anything, or if I have to let it charge for a bit. Oh, there we go. So yeah, we're at 11.6 volts, so we're a little low. Could probably charge it, but that'll be enough for what we want to do. Let's see. I'm gonna get So these are just adjustable voltage regulators. You can get these off of Amazon. They're relatively cheap and they work. I mean, they work. So we'll run one of these. And let's see. So we have in and out. Are you an innie or an outie? You're back from the dollar store. No worries, Jason. Hello. So we're not doing too much. We're just kind of tinkering around with stuff and having fun. We're going to just put that there so I don't let them touch, because we don't want them to touch. And we'll solder them up. Turn my soldering iron on. How was the dollar store? Did you get anything good? I haven't been to the dollar store in a while. Well, no, that's a lie. I went a couple weeks ago with Deacon to get stuff to make his sign so he could ask his girlfriend or friend out to homecoming. Heat up. Busy? Oh. Guess it is Saturday, yeah. Everyone's out buying their dollar store stuff. Okay, so there's that. We want in. Go there. Normally I'd put a switch. We're not going to put the switch in yet. Normally I'd put a switch in here so you can turn this off. Otherwise it's just going to have power all the time. That's okay for now. I just got to remember to desolder it when I get done here, so we don't just have it running constantly. Now we need to get the voltage regulator, and we need to drop this down to 3 volts. What are we sitting at right now? We're sitting at 3.17 volts. Okay, I must have used this one already to do something else. Here's where it gets tricky, is trying to adjust this while you're holding the multimeter on it. I'm just going to drop it right down to as close to 3 volts as we can get. Yeah, 3.1, that works. Okay. So that's that. Now we need to solder in on all this stuff. I'm thinking about it now though, I should probably put in a switch, because this is just going to turn the radio on. Well, the radio's got its own switch, but it'll turn the electret microphone on, and then it'll just be on all the time. So let's put in a switch here. Let's throw in one of these. Yeah. Just regular toggle switch. A lot of the stuff you can get off Amazon, fairly cheap. I don't know what else to say about it. It's, yeah. Electronic components. You can get them cheap. Excuse me. Off Amazon, or, well, that's the wrong, I don't want that. And there are other spots online to find electronic components, but my brain is currently farting at the moment, and I don't remember what they are. I just need a switch, please. Any switch will do. Is that? That'll work. So this will be the main power switch for everything. We're just gonna cut this. Sure. Right in the middle. Boop. This is interesting though, or like nice, because for the last couple of years I've basically been building everything in my car. At like during breaks or while I'm at work at my day job. So normally I'm like, I have all this kind of like balancing on my lap, and I have this little soldering iron that's battery powered. Yeah. It's kind of interesting while you're doing it in your car and trying not to burn your crotch. Oh, you got an Ice Pop Prime. That's awesome. Hey, Art. How are you doing? Where you want to use the bomb that I'm making? It pretty much looks like that, doesn't it? This is a ghost radio, or a Frank's box that I'm building. And then, yeah, there's a lot of just different components everywhere. No, I totally get it. I joke about it all the time. Especially being like a drone pilot and having all this stuff, like building stuff for the last 15 years. We're constantly joking about that. I can't go to the airport because half of my stuff looks like a bomb or something. Like, yeah. So what happens when you're a maker and you build electronics? People question what you're building, and then it looks suspicious, and they're, yeah. Especially me, because I use like old radios or old electronics that, yeah. Look even more. They're not like fancy, nice stuff. It's all hobbled together from other things with excessive amounts of wiring, and then, yeah. They're like, what you building? Does it go boom? Some of them do go boom. Not intentionally, but so we call letting out the magic smoke. Once you let the magic smoke out, you can't put it back in. Okay. There we go. We got a switch to turn it on and off. Main power. Yeah, don't want the police to get... That wouldn't be good at all, right now. Yeah. No, I'm not doing anything illegal or wrong. We are good there. Let's see now. We want to hook up this. We need to take this off. Oh, that's what I mean. Knocking down things. Okay. That's one thing I could talk about, though. I use hot glue to hold components down. I don't remember where I saw it, but somebody was complaining about having hot glue in their whatever it was that they bought. Now here's the reason we use hot glue, or I use hot glue in a lot of my stuff, like REM pods. I'll use hot glue to basically stabilize things, but also to hold in like the switch and things like that. It's because then I can fix it. Like I don't have a whole factory where I can custom make parts to fit. I mean, I have 3D printers and I could, but that'll make the price go up. But I use hot glue because if it breaks and I need to switch a component, if I use like resin or something similar like that, that's a lot harder to get off. I can scrape hot glue or cut hot glue off without damaging the whole board or whatever it is I'm fixing. So that's why we use hot glue. It's fixable, and I can swap out parts. But hot glue it'll hold up just fine on anything that you're doing with whatever. Doing good though, Chris. Hopefully this is an interesting stream, and hopefully it's fun to watch. I don't know. Like I said, I've never done a building stream like this. So I'm just kind of feeling things out, seeing what we can do. Like I said, if you want me to build anything or see anything in specific or talk about anything in particular, let me know. I'm trying to think of anything I've seen in the paranormal world lately. I haven't seen much. Okay, so that's to the radio, which is powered there. Okay, this radio works. Now we need to solder up the electret microphone. Which this, we might have to move everything over here. Ugh. Oh, for some reason my tablet turned up. What are you doing, tablet? How did that happen? Let's put down the hot soldering iron before I burn myself. Okay, must have bumped the button somehow. Okay, let's get that there, and then we're just gonna solder it up. This is what helping hands were made for, but of course I'm not going to use helping hands. Right, Mike? I think it is. Ghost is messing with stuff. Heading off shortly, and tuned in to see you tuning an operation game into paranormal devices. Well, hi, Megaloth. I hope you have a good day. Thank you for tuning in and saying hi. Yeah, I'm currently building a Frank's box. Basically, I mean that's what, yeah. Or like Twitch said, I'm building a bomb. It's a ghost bomb. Okay, can we get it on without the other wire falling off? That worked. And negative. Would be a pretty interesting anti-Hollywood bomb, because I'm lazy and I don't make different colored wires. I use all the same color wire. So like you can't say cut the red wire or cut the blue wire because they're all blue or they're all green. That's mainly just because I don't want to like pull out a different colored wire. I just use the same color and throw it all on there. It's kind of funny. Okay, let's... Make all kinds of noise. Oh man. Yeah, helping hands would be helpful right now. I'll fix that and make it pretty, but that works for now. Now we have power. I'm gonna solder that speaker wire in there real quick so it doesn't pop off. Okay. Everything else looks good. Now we can actually pick this thing up and maybe listen to it without. Got some helping hands? Yeah, I do right here. They're just, I need to stick them up here. This thing's actually really useful. I just need to hook it or use it. Alright, let's see here. I need to maybe get some tape to tape on the electret before I don't want to permanently mount it. So we're just going to tape it on there for now so it doesn't fall off. Blue tape, painter's tape works wonders for that. Okay, so that's that. Let's lift this up. Put that down there. Okay, so we don't have the radio inside the thing, but let's see what it sounds like now without everything kind of in the way. It's kind of a mess of wires at the moment. Make sure nothing's touching and we should be good. Okay, so here's the signal generator slash variable voltage. Then we turn on that. Like, what's it making? It's like a fart noise. Feedbacking on. I don't know what is good. Okay, that worked. Okay, so here's our issue then, I think. I think we need to... I think the power is too dirty. Right? It doesn't sound good right now. We just have all kinds of stuff all over the place right now. I'm wondering though, because it's supposed to have filters on the electret to make it so it doesn't, it can deal with dirty power. dirty power. Yeah, we're sitting at 11 or 3 volts exactly. What is going on with that? We got something, maybe. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with that though, because that's... Might have to use a shielded cable for audio. We'll turn that off for now. That's getting noisy. Noisy! To fix this, totally needs some frequency grease and a can of static, right? We just got to throw it up in the air and kick it a couple times. It'll be good. Yeah. That should work though. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Like I said, this is all kind of just working on things to test them out for now. But this should be hopefully ready before too long. That's what it looks like right now. I'm probably going to do like some custom stuff here. I need to figure out exactly where all the switches and knobs go. They will go around here though. And I need to figure out what oddities I want to add to it. So if anybody has any ideas, let me know. It'll affect the price kind of a little bit, but with these, I always want to add things. Like I have like human finger bones and things like that that I want to add to radios, but then I'm like, I don't know if they'll sell or if I'll... And then I got to be careful with that stuff because I'm like, well, I can't sell, if it has a human finger bone, I can't sell it to like Tennessee or anywhere like that. So I'm like, I don't know. But I'll add a bunch of fun oddities and trigger objects to it. I'm probably going to add some LEDs to make it light up fancy and cool. I did find these. Speaking of Dollar Tree, at Five Below, I found these things and they're kind of cool. I need to take it apart and add it, make it so I can power it up. But they're just little light bars that light up to sound, and you can hit the button and adjust it. Gotta figure out how to like incorporate this into the radio somewhere. Yeah, these were like, they're at Five Below and they're super cheap. I think I got them on a discount. I don't know, I bought them a while ago, like 6 or 7 months ago. But I got little fun things like that to add to it and make it cool. A lot of the lights are just to make it look cool. I do that too, just so people that, like Josh's radio, I added the lights and things to make it look cool but also look good on camera. Fun things like that that just make it enjoyable for the user. I'm like Apple now. It's enjoyable for the user to use. Other than that, I don't know. Let's see. How long have we been going? Let me look at this. All right. I don't know, we'll just say that. Like I said, we're just getting used to this whole setup because I have never streamed like this before. Thanks to Mike, we got this sweet camera arm, so I'll be able to stream more like this. And if you want to see more building streams, let me know down in the comments. Also, we can do stuff like paranormal investigations here in this office because this shop, I have all my oddities and haunted objects over here. We can check out on future streams. And then also, I'm going to try and do more videos of building, but they'll be edited and nicely done so you can see better instead of just where you're at now. Put the camera top down, film, and step by step on how to build things. I would have done that today, but I don't have any REM pods, or any Theremins or anything like that. I need to get a couple more, and then I'll make a video on how to build a Theremin or a REM pod. I can do a video on how to build the radios, like more in depth and more easy to see, I guess. I didn't watch it yet, Jason. I will definitely watch it though. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that show. I'll have to check it out. I wouldn't doubt it if it's on Discovery Channel. Maybe they faked it. But I will definitely watch it and check it out and see and let you know. I don't know. Other thing we could do too. I got this. Maybe we want to build a Theremin or a Tesla coil with me. I built one and it didn't work, but I got a second one. I thought about putting these because they're like tiny little ones, because that's the actual coil that sparks. I thought about putting one of these like on a radio. It'd probably like use all of the battery, but you might have to only use it as like a wall plug-in mains power radio. But a radio with a Tesla coil on it might be kind of interesting. I don't know what it will do to the signal. It might make it go crazy, especially with the Echo box. But that's something I definitely want to mess around with and test out. Yeah, maybe in one of these videos we can build the Tesla coil. That would be, yeah, I think it would be cool too. Because I thought about putting it on, let's see, this thing. So I have one of these old TVs. It works, I think. Does it work? Let me try. Let's plug it in and see what it does. Is this the right plug? Will it work? Yeah. Yeah. So it works. It's probably why I don't want to like mess it up, because it actually works. I don't think that's enough power. But yeah, we could oh, the brightness knob is like all the way down in the you could put the Tesla coil on top of the TV and see what it does. How in the heck? Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work with that. I don't think the power is enough. From that little plug, it's not high enough amps. But yeah, just fun little things we can mess around with. Build a Tesla coil REM pod in Frank's box in a DeLorean. Great Scott. Hey, I got a DeLorean right there. I got the Lego Delorean, and I got a little die-cast one. Just stick it on top of the DeLorean. That would be kind of fun, actually. The Tesla coil DeLorean. Yeah, because I got the Lego one here. Currently Rick Sanchez is sitting on it, and I got a die-cast one up top. Oh. I can actually go like this, look. I just realized that with the quick connect, I can take you guys around with me. I've got a big cable. As long as it doesn't get caught on that. I can show you around the shop with the thing. But yeah. We got a DeLorean. One up there. We have all the oddities and haunted objects. Still need to set up my 3D printers. They're a mess. And then we got the radio. It's like behind the scenes, you can see the garage tour before I yeah, it's still kind of a mess, still needs fixed up a little more, but you can see all my stuff, all the old radios. I still need to, yeah, go through them, figure out which ones I'm gonna build into what. Oh, get back on there. Oh my goodness. There we go. I just realized that with that cable I can take you guys on a tour of the shop. That's perfect. Okay, but yeah, I think I'm going to end it here today for now. We've been going for about 2 hours, so that's not too bad. I hope it was entertaining. I hope, yeah, if you have any suggestions on what you want to see or what we could do with this in the future, let me know. Like I said, this was kind of my first time doing a stream like this, so just feeling it out, figuring out what works, what doesn't work. And then next week, like I said, Yeah, we'll see you later, Jason. Like I said though, next week I don't know when I'll be streaming. I'm doing a production assistant job at Malvern next week, starting Tuesday or Wednesday, one of those days, and going until the 10th. So they want to film and do everything in the evening, so I don't know how it's going to work with streaming. If I don't stream, I might move the stream earlier in the day because I'll be off my day job. I won't be working normally. So if I do that, it'll be earlier in the day. Otherwise, I'll figure out a time to stream, or I won't, I guess. I don't know. But from the October 1st until October 10th, the streams might be a little wonky and not on our normal schedule. But I'll figure it out, and I'll try and make some videos to kind of post instead, I guess. I don't know. So we'll figure something out though. But just a heads up, if you're wondering where I'm at, that's where I'm at. But normally I stream every Wednesday. We do video games, and then every Saturday I do a paranormal stream, or I do something like today's stream where we build paranormal equipment or something paranormal. And then throughout the rest of the week, I'll normally stream after 8 p.m. Like I said, the next 2 weeks might be a little different, but we'll get back onto schedule after the 10th of October to our normal regular schedule. I know I might try and do like some daytime streams or something between shoots or between filming and all that fun stuff. But yeah, can't really talk much about the whole thing because I signed an NDA, so I won't be able to tell you exactly what's going on until after it's done and said, but it's exciting and it'll be really cool, hopefully. Other than that, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope it's going well. Stay safe out there. Like I always say, keep a hold of your turtle heads. Until next time, I'll try and stream as often as I can to let you know what's going on. You can join the Discord though. You can join the YouTube, Facebook, all that fun stuff to keep track of what's going on, but I will let you know. Oh, no worries, Jason. You'll see me before the 10th. I'm just saying it might be not at the normal time. I'll figure out a way, though. I'll figure out a way to stream or say hello. I mean, I'll be at Malvern the whole time, so maybe, I don't know. We'll see what they say. Maybe they'll let me film during lunch or something, and I can just say hi, and we can mess around on stream. Either way, we'll see you soon, guys. I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you so much. If you've made it this far in the stream, you guys are awesome. I will see you soon, though. Until then, stay spooky and stay safe and have fun. Love ya. Peace. Bye-bye. I don't know how to end this one. It's like... just...